Since its introduction to the world in 2008, Bitcoin has taken currencies and economies by storm. In the first week of November, a single unit of the cryptocurrency was valued at $15,000. And since then, it has continued to go up. We bring in our own Jesse Irwin to give us a closer look.
Yeah, well, Tanya, you mentioned those numbers from early November, and by Thanksgiving weekend, the price of a single Bitcoin was closing in on $20,000. And here's where things get even more unbelievable. Since then, that value has doubled. On a little over a week ago, maybe January 8th, Bitcoin bobbed its head above the $40,000 mark for the first time. And now it's slowed down a little, bouncing back closer to where we see it this morning. But let's take a look at just briefly how we got here in the first place. Launched 12 years ago by an unknown individual going by the name Satoshi Nakamoto, Bitcoin was initially introduced in the online video game world and some other corners of the internet. Now, very slowly, it began picking up momentum and gaining value. And if we look at Bitcoin on January 19th, 2011, right, that would be exactly 10 years ago to the day today, a single Bitcoin was being transacted at a value of 31 cents. Now, that sounds like 3 dimes and a penny because, well, it is. But only 6 months earlier, it was worth 6 times less than that, selling for only a nickel. And if it then jumps to $1 in February 2011, and over the past decade, I mean, that's the kind of growth that spurs this digital currency. Those are the growth spurts it's seen. Just ask Stephen Cole, he's a Neosho native who's been watching it catch on for quite a while now.
I went to Missouri Southern to present at Computer Science Club about Bitcoin it wouldn't have been later than 2016. It might have been even 2015. And I remember at the end of the presentation, I just gave people a little bit of Bitcoin. It was only like $5 worth at the time for a handful of people. But I often wonder if they kept it and it's worth a lot more than $5 now. So.
Well, we don't know exactly when Stephen gave it to them, but $5 would be worth a couple $100 worth now. So at the same time, Bitcoin's value can be volatile, and many regulators stress that getting into the world of cryptocurrency is a risky investment. So if you're thinking about diving into it, please just make sure you're doing your research. Later today, I'll post a video on my KOAM Facebook page. I'm going to break down in detail how Bitcoin works and the technology behind it. My original plan was to break it all down right here, right now, but frankly, it's a little overwhelming for anyone to be taking in this early in the morning. But we will learn more about Stephen's involvement in the world of Bitcoin and what he's doing in that world now coming up here in a little bit.